we're always looking for new ways to, learn. And you shared this game, Things in Rings, with us.
Yeah.
It's a thinky party game.
Right.
Pretty short playtime. So it kind of got us thinking, how much can we really learn from just some rings and picture cards?
Well, I think the genius of Things in Rings is how simple it is at its core.
Okay.
You've got a Venn diagram, three overlapping rings.
Yeah.
And they're labeled attribute, word, and context. Attribute is all about physical traits, like what it looks like, what it's made of.
Yeah.
Word is about how we say it or how it's spelled.
Okay.
And context is kind of its broader environment, like socially or where you might find it, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so one of us is the knower.
Yes.
And they come up with the secret rules for what goes where.
Exactly.
And the rest of us are the finders. And we're trying to place these thing cards, which could be pictures, it could be words, maybe even both, into the diagram based on these hidden rules.
Right.
So how does this basic setup actually spark insight?
Well, the key is the active problem solving that it forces you into.
Okay.
So as finders are placing these cards and they're getting feedback from the knower, they're immediately engaged in deductive reasoning. They're having to make these educated guesses with really limited information.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say you have a red apple card.
Okay.
And you try to put it in the attribute ring and the knower says no.
Yeah.
Well, now you know that it's not as simple as just being red.
Right, exactly.
So it gets you thinking, what else could it be?
Yeah, and we found ourselves constantly trying to find these patterns.
Absolutely.
If we had a bunch of furry animals and they all got a yes in one specific ring, you start to think, okay, maybe it's something to do with fur.
Right.
It's like our brains were just automatically connecting the dots.
Exactly.
And I think that's such a valuable skill.
Oh, absolutely.
That pattern recognition. I mean, think about how often we use that in everyday life.
Yeah.
Whether it's, noticing trends at work.
Right.
Or trying to figure out what our family really needs. It's just it's a fundamental skill.
And the game gives you a really nice low stakes environment to practice that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna get fired if you get it wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just fun.
Right.
And you learn along the way.
But it wasn't just about finding those patterns.
Yeah.
We also had to be ready to totally ditch those theories.
Yeah.
And try something completely new. Because so many times we thought we had the rule figured out.
Yes.
And then we put down a card and it'd be like, nope, wrong.
Right.
And we'd have to totally rethink everything.
And that's critical thinking right there.
Yeah.
You're constantly evaluating your understanding.
Yeah.
And you're having to adjust and adapt based on new information. And honestly, that's how we learn and grow in any situation, right?
It is, yeah.
Whether it's trying to figure out a new piece of software, or understanding, maybe there's been some kind of change in the dynamics of your team at work.
Right.
It's all about taking in new information, testing your assumptions, and adapting.
Right. So when we really kind of dive into this game, Things in Rings, it's more than just a party game.
Oh yeah.
It's actually exercising these really important mental muscles.
Absolutely.
And we're not even realizing it while we're playing.
It's almost like a sneaky workout for your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
You're having fun, you're socializing, and without even realizing it, you're strengthening these critical thinking skills.
And it just highlights how even the things we do for fun can really develop valuable cognitive skills.
Absolutely.
So for those of you listening, think about how often you are faced with incomplete information. And you got to figure out what are the underlying rules here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Maybe trying a game like Things in Rings isn't just a fun way to spend an evening.
Right.
It can be a surprisingly effective way to boost your deductive reasoning, boost your pattern recognition, and your critical thinking.
It's a win-win, really.
Yeah.
You have fun and you sharpen your mind at the same time.
What hidden rules are you trying to figure out right now?
That's a great question.
Thanks for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.